weekend at all of the Masses, we are celebrating Catechetical Sunday, in which we celebrate and honor the people who pass on the faith to others. And that word, catechetical, comes from the word catechesis, which means to echo. Sounds a little strange why we would use that word, but echoing is part of the faith that we celebrate. What is an echo? A sound is made, and those sound waves go out, and it keeps going, and it keeps bouncing off hills and trees and rocks and everything, and it just keeps on going. And then we hear it, and we don't just hear it once. It keeps echoing, it keeps going in our heads, it never stops. Now, some of us this evening might say that, well, see, Catechetical Sunday doesn't apply to me because I'm not a catechist, I'm not a teacher. Well, no, that's actually wrong. All of us are called to be catechists in one way or another. Why? Because we are called to echo the call of the Lord, echo the faith that comes to us during our life. We're called to, when that faith comes to us, we are then called to bounce it out to other people who are around us over and over again, not just once. Our faith should echo over and over and over throughout our lives. And we are called to speak of the Lord's blessings, to speak of the Lord's grace that has filled our lives, to speak of the Lord's faith, hope, and love each and every day of our lives, and not just one time. We echo that each and every day. And so I'm sure many of you know people who have let that echo stop with them. Unfortunately, that does happen. There have been a lot of people that I have baptized who then have never seen the inside of the church ever again. And I'm sure a lot of you, I don't know if it was me, my fault, I don't know. But I'm sure, you know people like that. People who were faithful Catholics at one point in time, and then the echo has stopped with them. They've stopped. And they've not gone on to communion or confirmation. Well, the difficulty is sometimes, yes, that echo does stop with some people. But that means that our responsibility is even greater, because we are called to reflect, to echo that faith that comes to us and echo it to other people who are around us. It is the responsibility of all Catholic people. It's the responsibility of everyone to echo the faith that has been given to us so that it doesn't stop with us. When we look at teaching the faith, all we have to do is look to the readings today. Moses, in the first reading, is the first catechist. And who does he teach? God. God is his only student at this point in time. God wants to smite the Israelite people, whatever that means. God wants to smite them because of they've wandered from the path. But what does Moses do? He echoes back all of the things that God has done for his people. You'd be a pretty awful God if you knocked down all of these people that you saved out of Egypt, that you gave this new land flowing with milk and honey. You can't do that. Yeah, all right. So God changes his mind. And that is the essence of what catechesis is. It teaches people to change their minds and their hearts. And if Moses can do it for God, I think we can do it for other people as well. In the second reading today, St. Paul, he looks back on his previous life with regret, doesn't he? Looks back with regret. But then he echoes the faith that has been given to him. He tells the people how he has been saved by God's grace in his life. And so he is echoing a message of the mercy of God to anyone who will listen to him. And as a result, that changes his life forever. And so we honor him as a saint because he changes his life and echoes that faith out into a world that needs to hear it. In the gospel today, we have some very familiar stories. The woman rejoicing over a lost coin, and also the prodigal son, which is a very famous story. But it's a story of conversion, and that's really what catechesis is about. To echo the faith that has been given to us so that other people will be enlightened by our example and by our words. The Father in today's story doesn't hold anything against the Son. He only rejoices at having him back again. And so there is an echo of joy that the Father gives. And so what does the Catechetical Sunday mean for us as we celebrate it this weekend? That is, all of us, once again, all of us are catechists. All of us are called to echo that faith, to be people who give the faith to others just as we have received it from others around us. So we receive the joy of faith, the mercy of God, the peace of a converted heart, and we are called then to echo and tell that same story to people around us. We have to tell others of the grace that has filled our lives so that all the world can be filled with that grace as well. And so if you are a married person, you are called to echo God's love to your spouse and to your children. If you are a single person, you're supposed to echo God's love in your love for those who are around you. If you're a student, if you're a younger person who is here, you're supposed to echo the love of God with all of your classmates and all of the people in your house and basically reach out to everybody around you. And so no matter the age, we are catechists because we echo the faith that has been given to us. Just as all of the blessings and the grace of God have come to us, we echo those, we reflect those, and we share them with the people around us so that they too will know the source of our joy and the source of our love.
Let's now please stand.